stuff. There you go.
So we got lots of fun stuff today. The first thing we're going to touch on is our monster. We always bring a wonderful monster with alterations. Brandon, would you like to tell us about the Shadowhag?
The Shadowhag. The origin stat block is the Archmage. The lost and altered features. The mage armor. AC stays at 15.
Because we said so.
Because I said, yeah.
So.
Because the Crit Academy said so.
The damage resistance list, spell lists, swap intelligence, and dex scores.
Now.
Where's the rest of it? Oh, there it is.
Also, we get some new features. We get some stealth. We get damage vulnerability to radiant. See, added stuff in there. See, yeah.
You see what I did there? Yeah.
Yes. However, damage resistance is acid, cold, fire, lightning, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. Basically everything else.
Everything else under the sun.
Under the sun. That's good.
And immune to necrotic and poison. And condition-wise, they're immune to exhaustion, frightened, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone, and restrained, and they are amorphous. They can move through a space as narrow as an inch without squeezing through it.
Nice.
Fucking too. Yeah.
They also get a sunlight weakness. While in sunlight, the Shadowhag has disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving.
Justin, you gave your monster 2 major weaknesses. Whatever will I do? It'll die quickly. So let's talk about how we're giving it strength drain. If you don't know what that is, it permanently basically reduces a character's strength by 1d4 until they finish a long rest. You know what happens when your strength gets to 0?
You die.
You die. Yeah, you die. It's bad. So it can be killed pretty easily, but if it hits too many people over and over, you'll go down, especially all you little tiny scrawny casters with 8 in your stat. That's potentially 2 rolls before you're dead.
We may have discovered that the hard way with the little brain creatures that sap your intelligence.
Yeah, the intellective hours. They do that.
And people don't realize how hard it is to get rid of that. And we were level 2 when we got attacked by those suckers.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it did.
If a non-evil humanoid dies from this attack, a new shadow rises from the corpse 1d4 hours later. Now let's talk about channeling. If you don't know, we created channeling basing on the breath weapon for our spellcasters. Long before, wizards decided to just give actions to their spellcasters. I'm telling you, they're listening to us and stealing our thunder. This channel is recharge on 5 or 6. And can use the following. We're going to give it Shadow Bolt, which basically is a 90-foot line, 5-foot wide, DC 17 for, it says lightning damage. That's totally supposed to be necrotic damage. Sounds like Justin took a lightning bolt and changed it. And does necrotic damage on a failed save or half as much on a success, and still reduces their strength until the next turn. Oh, Justin, dealing half damage. You're such a bastard.
Yeah, this mouse made B5 slides.
Yeah, it's big. We're also going to talk about Veil of Shadows, where the hag and each creature it chooses within 20 feet are cloaked in shadows, and basically gives it plus 10 bonus to stealth checks, and it is concentrating. This is basically pass without trace. We're also going to change some of its spells because we did use the Archmage stat block. We're going to give it at will. We're going to give it at will, Mage Hand Ledgermane, Chill Touch, Minor Illusion, and 3 a day each, Cone of Cold, Counterspell, Banishment, Mirror Image, and Misty Step. Justin, why are you trying to kill everyone? But wait, there's more.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Darkness is on there.
I thought about it. We're also going to give it legendary actions. We're going to give it 2. Detect, which allows it to do a wisdom perception check. Attack, it makes 1 strength drain. Justin, you bastard. And we're going to give it suppress magic, which basically creates a small area of anti-magic and reduces a buff. I need to know immediately what Raymond thinks about this terrifying monstrosity that I have tossed together.
It's I'm getting some really awesome Witcher vibes from it. So what I mean by that is it feels really hard to fight against unless you know what it is that you're fighting up against and you've prepared the weaknesses that you're going to need going into it, and maybe some things to deal with that strength drain ability. So I love the idea that this creature is on the loose in some city, and maybe is like wiped out, decimated kind of like a fourth of the population of the city, and then the entire populace of the city abandons the city, and your adventuring group is hired to go and kill this thing. And now you're finding out things about it from witnesses who have had their family members killed, and then maybe you find out what it is and what its weaknesses are, so your party knows they need to prep Greater Restoration. You know you need to go in with the Daylight spell, because if my thinking is that if you were to like ambush a party with this creature without any foreshadowing, you might be looking at a TPK.
I would like to point out that technically it's weaker than the Arcane Mage. And you know why?
Daylight.
I took away shield. I took away shield. We did give it vulnerabilities for that very reason, right? So one of the things one of the audience members messaged earlier is that they wish that there was more done with damage resistances and immunities and vulnerabilities. And so that's something we've really been trying here, because these creatures don't have much health. I think the Archmage has like 90 or something. So it can die very quickly if it goes up against a creature or a player group. But as Ray had mentioned, monsters like this, if you're not giving foreshadowing and having them do investigation checks or lore searches to understand what they're getting into, then honestly your characters deserve to die. That's just my train of thought personally. But you know, take that with a grain of salt. Justin's a douche. That's okay.
I remember when he has to go back against the Emerald Dragon. I'm like, oh, what? Oh, it does psychic damage? I'll take Intellect Fortress.
Yes. So, obviously, this is very long, very complex. This is one of the bigger monsters that I've done. If you don't know, you can find this, and it's rich in lore, beautiful artwork, fleshed out on our Patreon. I do want to take a second that if you like our content and you really want to help support us, help us get better equipment and pay all the bills, a couple dollars a day from Patreon, we give you lots and lots of loot. So please consider backing us at patreon.com/CritAcademy. It really makes a big deal on the amount of content we put out. And obviously, as a business, we're trying to make this our full-time gig. You guys can make that happen. So please consider that. All right, that'll do it for our very large-ass monster, the Shadowhag.